Hey, it's Good Friday. I talked to my sister this morning and I said, hey, happy Good Friday to you. And she said, what's happy about it? And I guess that's a good point. You know, it's a matter of perspective. For Jesus, nearly 2,000 years ago, this was a devastating sacrificial day. Good in the sense that it's good for us because it brought us into the presence of God, or made it possible for us to be in the presence of God through his sacrifice. It made me think a lot about being grateful and the role of gratitude in our lives. I guess a better greeting would be, I don't know what a better greeting would be. Something along the lines of a grateful Good Friday. You know, when it comes to gratitude, a lot of times I think we give or sacrifice with the intent that we will be acknowledged and thanked afterwards. And so many times when that acknowledgement doesn't come or that thank you doesn't come, our hearts kind of burn in resentment toward that person, that they would be so rude as to not acknowledge or appreciate what we've done for them. And it made me think about how Jesus must have felt, because not only were so many people ungrateful, they were not understanding and actively participating in bringing about his sacrifice, and how his gift didn't rely on our sense of gratitude, acknowledgement, or gratefulness. Obviously, I think he knew down the road people would and appreciate it, but initially they didn't. And even today, you know, we don't show the proper gratitude or thanks that we should. You know, I think it's only parents who really understand that sense of giving, knowing that we won't be acknowledged or thanked in the moment. You know, we give to little kids who are actively resentful, resistant, unappreciative, angry about us giving them something, and yet we give it anyways, knowing that that's the right thing to do, it's the loving thing to do. But sometimes when we're out in society and we let somebody go in front of us in the grocery store line because they have fewer items than us, and they don't say thank you or acknowledge it, we sometimes get a little bit bitter toward them in our hearts. Maybe not actively, vocally bitter toward them, but it does burn a little bit. And I think it's okay to recognize that kind of rudeness, but certainly the idea of giving without expecting gratitude or gratefulness probably is more freeing for us and protects our hearts and our attitudes overall. Anyways, I've just had a lot of thoughts. You know, it's hard to have a hot take on the crucifixion of Christ nearly 2,000 years afterwards, but it is amazing how that sacrifice and that love for us still weighs on us today. Again, like I said, it was the very first thing that came to my mind when I woke up. That was a heavy thought, and it's hung with me all day. But at the same time, it's a worthy thought. It's a worthy thing to think about and kind of wrestle with in my own heart.